Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video and we are approaching the crafting event, so let's get the normal videos out. So overlanding 11B and Cots, thank you for being the Fulcrum member, all the Foxbed members and the Fishbed members, subscribe and let's get into it. A lot of things that we need to cover today. So today we are going to fly out the Mirage 2000C, the new addition for the French Tech Tree in simulator battles, an amazing aircraft that it still didn't balance quite yet the things in simulator, but still it is an aircraft that helps a lot, especially because it is getting a lot of it's getting into a lot of the Russian teams, you know, the communist teams, so it makes kind of a balance to the F14 for now, because it helps a little bit. The MLD can hold its ground, I think, but it is just a matter of not having the numbers. A lot more people are flying out the F14 still, you know. So you just need to be careful when flying this thing. But it is just amazing. Obviously, I mean, it's a fourth generation aircraft, a proper one actually, and it has an amazing radar, TWS, the amazing missiles, amazing dogfighting capabilities. It is just a very, very good missile. This was my first sortie on simulator with the Mirage, and as you see, I did a mistake there. I could have gone a little bit better on this evasion. As you see, he shot 2 missiles on me as well, and both of them got me. So, but I got him as well. So yeah, that was the first sortie. Took off again. And yeah, it was a problem because it was my first battle on it. I'm going to make more videos about it, obviously, but this is my first. And obviously there is a matter of being outnumbered, heavily outnumbered by the enemy. That doesn't help very much, as you're going to see along the video, but yeah. It's an aircraft that it is pretty fast, but you have to be careful with its rip speed, okay? It's a thing that you have to be careful. And yeah, we saw something here flying kind of slowly. Fire a Super 530. Kind of cranked to the right a little bit. Maintaining the eye on the target still with the radar. Waiting for the missile to hit. And yeah, splash. An AV8, obviously, poor guy, doesn't even have a radar or anything, but still, good kill. And then I went back up to actually try to find more people. As you see on the radar screen, a lot of enemies, so yeah. And I ended up dying for another F14. So yeah, things were tough in this match. So I took off again. And now we are capping over the sea. I changed my spawn because that spawn was just overfilled with enemies on the south side. So I just decided to spawn on the other side to help my teammates on the sea part of the Denmark map, which is a very, very good map, a very beautiful map. I think they need to add more of these maps. There's such, I mean, there's just a few ones, you know, just not that many. 128 by 128. So yeah, as you see, I detected a missile very close to me. Chaff it out, notched, and evade the missile. Pretty good. I have no idea who shot that missile. I never found if it was the guy that I thought it was, but still. So I got back in, and I saw one guy there, as you see, trying to use the radar to get a lock. Enemy, confirmed that it is an enemy. And yeah, not a very good shot for a radar missile. It's an A-10, as you see. I doubt that that was the guy who was shooting at me. And yeah, prepare the magic. Obviously, IR missile, it's better in this type of situation. Fox 2 launch and splash another one. So A-10 down. But I don't know what he was doing flying that high. And then I got back to the north and I detected a guy flying there over the islands in the middle of the map. So I just decided to go near him. As you see, he launched a missile in somebody. It wasn't me, but it was a missile close to me, so I had to be careful. And he kinda went perpendicular to my radar. So I saw that the missile was going just to the right there on the radar screen, and I decided to push on following him. He probably was an F14, and he was probably going to the south side again to actually just escape a little bit. Obviously, they are not being too aggressive on their way there, on their way to the north. Detected him again. I mean, I'm not that far, but I'm not that close. I didn't want to shoot a radar missile on a cold aspect like this against the ground in kind of a perpendicular manner. Kind of a weird shot to do with a radar missile, to be honest. Not the perfect shot. So I wasn't too keen to do this. So just decided to continue following him. Obviously, I had to keep in mind on the my indicated airspeed, as you see on the left side there, it tends to turn red at 1,300 and close to 1,400. It breaks. The wings just break. So you really need to be careful. And another thing that be careful, guys. A lot of the times, I never had this bug, but I don't know if it's a bug or anything, but sometimes it took like the second or third detection of the radar to identify an enemy or a friendly, you know. So normally it says that it's an enemy, but then after just a couple of times that happened and detected him again, as you see. I'm following him. Pretty close actually to him, so pretty alright. As you see, got the magic ready. Fox 2 kind of a head-on aspect. He saw my missile, flared it out. Missile went under him, and we are in a dogfight. So I open up my air brakes, obviously, to get in the margin of slats opening. And I start to pull, but I forgot to change from the damping mode to the normal mode for a while. So that made my first couple of turns pretty long. As you see, he passed there. I was trying to find him on the radar. Continue with the turn. There's one circle. Almost got me there. Was losing energy, so I decided to. Then I remembered to actually change for manual control, and then this thing starts to turn. Look at this. Now it starts to turn, right? So you have to be careful if you're using damping mode. Just be careful to use the manual mode as well, because it helps a lot in this aircraft. And after one reversal, kind of a vertical one there, I was on his 6. I only had two 530s. So the cannon it is. We are very close for a 530 shot. Kinda guess it. Tail shot, tail control loss, enemy shot down. Very good kill. Very clean. Just a couple of bullets spent. So yeah, it was a very good kill. Then we went to the north and attacked it from the north again. As you see, a lot of enemies detecting it by here. And yeah, I decided to just aggress on this guy. Shot a missile, but I think he saw the missile, but he went very cold very quickly. Made the missile, I mean, the missile is alright, but it made me lose the lock, as you see, and I could not get the lock again. And I was locked, so I knew that somebody was attacking me from that manner, and I was basically alone here, seeing the radar and stuff. So I just decided to digress again for the north, maintaining the good position that I had. Went a little bit to the middle of the map again, detected a guy there, decided to not push on that side of the map that was before, just because there was like 4 enemies there. So here there's only one, so I detected him and decided to aggress a little bit. Was being locked by a guy there on the left side, so I had to be careful. There's multiple enemies here, and sometimes the radar can be a little bit blind because of the pulse Doppler, but still. This guy was pretty slow, so I figured he was an A10, and he was. So yeah, as you see the little knob under the circle there on the radar, it means that it is a very slow target. Good luck. And Fox 1 missile. Last missile that I got. Just going to crank to the right a little bit and keep an eye on the target. See if he's evading. Long shot. Splash. Pretty good kill. I was out of ammo and almost out of fuel, so I decided to RTB. So pretty interesting landing. Very similar to the DCS one, to be honest. It feels a little bit, likes to float a little bit. on the final, you know. But yeah, after that we took off again, and I got back to that island that I killed the A-10. But as you see, I detected 4 enemies, 5 enemies. There's so many people flying around. I'm heavily outnumbered, as always, against the US. So definitely we need more counters to the F14, man. We need more counters, especially for a simulator, but yeah, we need just more aircraft, not better aircraft than the F14, but just similar aircraft that has good radars and stuff. I detected the launch of the missile there on the radar, so I decided to go cold. They were locking me, so yeah, just go cold, north again, and just decided to run away a little bit. Got back in after a while to see what I see. A couple of targets on the south, at least 3 targets there. Total maybe 4 coming, but the 4th one is far away, so we should be fine. Aggressing a little bit for the south and making sure. Yeah, I was locked again. That made me kind of afraid because it is the Phoenix. So, and I knew there was like at least 4 guys here because it was the A, as you saw on the map there, and it was just kind of scary to just maintain the position there. It was better to just think about it a little bit and go back down. So yeah, it was a very difficult position, and that's what I mean with more counters. We need more aircraft with longer range missiles, and or faster aircraft in general, just better aircraft at BVR. Because right now, obviously in a dogfight, you can win the F14 with many aircraft, and the F14 can win against many aircraft. It almost depends always on the pilot, you know. But we need more aircraft like the Mirage 2000 to be able to compete with this more advanced weaponry, you know. Um, and it's very dangerous, especially the Phoenixes. I mean, they don't kind of give you a lock until it's kind of too late sometimes. So you really need to keep your head on a swivel, like they say. And yeah, 3 targets there on the island, as you see. Still, they're just flying around there because they are capturing the A. I was trying to make them a little bit more, I mean, maybe kill them or something like that. But it was so many targets that, yeah. And eventually, after the A was captured, I decided to go a little bit more aggressive. I don't know why. To be honest, I shouldn't have done this because it was a mistake. As you see, 3 targets that are coming to my general direction, and I know there's at least 3 targets here. So there's probably 5 to 6 enemies very close to me. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And I'm kind of alone. So as you see on the right side of the radar there, there's so many people here. I return to the north again, you know, just to maintain the good position and just to make them lose missiles if they are shooting at me, which they probably are. Of course, we still don't have the proper RWRs in game, which would make it a lot better to decide to go cold or not. But against the Phoenix is basically the same. So as you see here, I saw a target, I went back south again, lost the lock there, retained the lock, but the Super 530 just lost the target anyway. So yeah, now we are in a dogfight, in a furball. But this is not going to take a while, this is not going to take long. So yeah, our brakes to put in the margin of a good turning. F4E, as you see, he tried to go head on with me, and I saw that. F14 is on me, F4E is on me. Another head on. I was not pulling too many Gs. It was kind of a mistake. Missile being launched, another target, another aircraft flying around. So there were at least 3 targets actually attacking me. Tried to call for cover, but yeah, it was so many of them, and I didn't have much flares. So yeah, I was not pre-flaring or anything, so I ended up dying. But yeah, 3 against 1, always a difficult task, even though if you are in a Mirage 2000. So it is not OP by any means, you know, but I think it's one of the best aircraft. In against an F14, I think you can win most dogfights, to be honest, but you have to still be careful. You have to just be careful because it depends on the pilot. And a good F14 pilot can do a lot of things, and and so a Mirage one. So yeah. But as you saw, it was a difficult match. It was not something, to be honest, most of the matches that I'm bringing to you guys lately of simulators are just that kind of battle. Oh, so yeah, see the Raider, I mean, 2 targets there. I mean, there's no reason. I was being pinged, locked. There's literally no reason to continue to go south to die for a Phoenix or M7. So I returned back to the north. So this was the strategy, okay? Trying to maintain a low altitude to actually be kind of hidden a little bit, at least from some aircraft, you know, like the F4E and stuff. But it's still it's a valid tactic, you know, to do this. You go hot, try to launch some missiles, go cold, go hot and go cold, go hot and go cold. It's a very well-known tactic in simulator or even in DCS. You know, a lot of people use it in DCS um, with any aircraft, to be honest. And you can do this in DCS a lot better, even because if you use the Fox 3 missiles, which is even something that I saw some F14's do. So yeah, when we get to a more advanced weaponry, like the more 4th gen stuff in War Thunder stuff, it will be more of a thing to do this with Fox 3s, for example, because you don't need to. I mean, you just launch the missile if it's in a good range and you just go cold and it's whatever, you know. At least you are making him defensive. First missile missed. Fire another Super 530 on that. And splash, F14 down. So that was a pretty good kill. Even though the first missile completely missed for some reason. I really don't understand why. The guy was like, he was not trying to evade the missile. He probably didn't see the missile coming. Maybe he went for a chaff, but he was not in a very perpendicular position. So it was a very weird kill that I got there. But yeah. Then went back up only with the 2 magics over the islands again in the middle of the map on the sea. In the middle of the sea, I mean, not the middle of the map, because kind of the middle of the map is the start of the continent, but still. So yeah, I saw a target on the clouds, as you see here. He was kind of in a perpendicular position to my radar, but my radar managed to maintain a good TWS lock. As you see, I mean, yeah, another lock. Don't know if it's a Phoenix or not, so I just decided to go cold, go to the north, go down, notch the missile if you can. And yeah, had to forget about that target, because it is very dangerous. I mean, you don't know if it's an AIM-7F being fired from far away or if it's a Phoenix very close to you. So if it's the Phoenix, it's just better to go cold and notch a little bit. So yeah, trying to preserve my aircraft, obviously. As I said, it is a tactic that it's heavily used in other games like TCS. But here we are just heavily outnumbered, and it is just hard to make an impact on the game. As you see, we are getting destroyed in the tickets, and I found it again, the guy. I don't know if it's the same, but still. And as you see, the radar on the Mirage is pretty amazing at filtering notch and cranking maneuvers. As you see, perpendicular moves, you know. The pull stopper is very good on this aircraft. It's probably better than the vegan, and it's definitely better than the F14. Obviously, it's better than the MLD, but it's just because the MLD doesn't have normal pull stopper. Has a different type of radar, obviously. And as you see, trying to get a good lock with the magic. Never got a very good lock, but I decided to try to shoot at him because the magic can have a lot of range depending on the situation, but it wasn't enough. He decided to go downwards, as you see, and the match was ending. So yeah, I had to just be quick about this. I was trying to fly as fast as possible and try to get him. But yeah, I will ended up getting him, but just to make sure I don't say, do not say not goodbye. So yeah, is that right? But well, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. He was firing the missiles, so yeah. But anyway, this was the match, and the match was over. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, be a member if you want to help the channel. And I see you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in Simulator. Bye guys.